Welcome back. Today we got something a little different. This is the '02 Chevy Tahoe. I bought it and it has a broken exhaust header bolt right there, all the way in the back. It's supposed to look like that right there, but it's missing right there. So we're gonna try to get the rest of them out and see if we can move this exhaust manifold away from the head and get a pair of vice grips on that guy and get it worked out. And then I have a set of ARP bolts to put back in there, as it gets a little annoying when you fire it up and you hear it tick 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 from the exhaust leak. Doesn't sound bad now, so we're gonna let it warm up and get up to temp, and then we'll shut it off and try to get those other exhaust manifold bolts broken loose. All right, so we started loosening them guys up. You can see back there, there's a little bit of gap. Got them all broke free. So now I'm gonna just slowly work them out and hope I don't snap them. I'm gonna have to probably move the spark plug wires out of the way. Not sure how all this is gonna work, but I'm probably gonna also have to disconnect the steering shaft here. So we'll see how all that goes, and I'll give you some updates and keep you posted. Well, we got some bad news on that one there. I don't know if you can see, but I thought it was sticking out a little bit and I could get a pair of vice grips on that thing, but it is snapped off flush with the head. So we are in some big trouble now. I don't know what to do now. I believe I figured out my solution here. If you can see, blurry, there you go. There's that bracket right there. Oop, on my finger. But that bracket, I don't think I can get a very good shot for you, but I have that bracket up there. There's two bolts. That bolt to the back of the head, and then there's that one bolt right there, and that bolt will push on the exhaust flange there. So that's what we're doing. Questioning my life choices. Trying to get my hand up through between the drive shaft and the exhaust, because I'm kind of lazy and don't feel like pulling them bolts out and pulling the exhaust down. So we have them started. That was a pain. What I had to do is that lower bolt, let's see here, the lower bolt right there, I had to take and tape it so it wouldn't pull out, and then set the bracket in from the top and get the other bolt started, then come down here underneath, and now I'm threading it in. Alright, maybe you can see a little bit better from the top side here. Have that bracket right there installed. You can see that the final thing that I have to do now is to tighten that bolt and drive it into the exhaust flange there. What's cool is they welded a nut onto the back side there for more surface area. This is not the proper way to do it, but this will work. All right, there she is in all of her glory. Look at that thing. Got her tightened up. Said to torque it to 35 foot-pounds, but I don't think there's any room to get a torque wrench in there. So I just went until I felt like I was going to strip out the threads, and said I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, because I've been known to do that. Just one more bite on it and stripped it out. So that's where we're gonna call it a day. We got all of our exhaust header bolts in on this side, nice stainless steel ARPs. We have to, of course, do this side before same thing happens, but we're gonna save that for another day because, well, it's wet and rainy out here, and I don't feel like hanging out in the rain getting caught. So that's going to conclude the video. I want to say thank you all for tuning in and subscribing. Thanks. Have a great day.